Are you running a marathon? Oh, I could never run a marathon.
Sure about that? A marathon is like 42 kilometers, 26 miles. I don't understand those people.
That used to be me. But not anymore, right, guys? We're into the marathon now.
Totally in the marathon.
Yeah. Welcome to this banter episode. We have the indie boys back. Rob, Mark, Brendan. Brendan, you finally figure out the technical part of this podcast, so we're happy to have you with us. How are you guys?
Good. It's a good Friday.
It's Friday, yeah.
Yeah, we got sunshine. It's finally out of single digits or negative, so it's life changing. Quite literally.
Yeah, because what's the weather like there? Last time we talked, I think you had just been battling some snowstorms.
Yeah, it's better. We're kind of into the 50s and some sun in the afternoon. So, and even the mornings, now that it's warmed up, like there's less wind. So felt like a warm 25 degrees for when Rob and I went to go run on a Thursday morning. He wasn't even wearing a hat. He was good. He was just out there ready to cook. So, no.
That's a first. It is.
That sounds perfect. We definitely don't have that here. I'm having a long run tomorrow, and I'm debating having it or doing it on my treadmill, which I really hate. And I know, Rob, you probably love doing long runs on the treadmill, but I really hate it.
Netflix and chill.
Doesn't work like that.
Nothing about that.
No, I'm not friends with my treadmill. I mean, it's a good one, but I still hate it whenever I have to use it. So, yeah, guys, before we dive into everything, I obviously have to brag. How many people are living in the United States?
Oh, here we go.
I already
This.
about 300 million.
He's about to hit
Yeah,
Olympics.
we have 5 million in Norway, and we're in the lead in terms of medals. We're pretty good up here.
Olympics. I mean, the Winter Olympics basically started in Norway.
Hey.
I feel like.
We'll ask the same thing when summer comes around.
Yo, it's only week one. We got more time.
Yeah, that's true. Historically, though, we have the stats on our side. I mean, the speed skaters. I'm curious to see if any of the speed skaters who like medal this year will be marathon runners eventually. I'll have to try to recruit them.
I say transfer him over.
Mm-hmm.
You still know the crew like competing, like from an age group standpoint?
Yeah. So the girl who she now has 2 medals. She's the girlfriend of my best man in my upcoming wedding. So
Nice.
and so we're good friends. So
that's
no,
dope.
it's a lot of fun to see them compete. But also, like I told you guys in a chat yesterday, it's kind of like hard to watch because when you have that dream for so long and then you watch the Olympics and you're like, that was my dream, I wanted to be there. And so I'm obviously super happy and cheering for the Norwegians and all of that, but it's also like every time I'm questioning, should I start skating again? Is it possible? And I know that it's not, but it's still a question that pops into my head.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing, just watching races and stuff with everyone is like, as we do different events, you're like excited and cheering and yelling at the TV or, yelling at the little tracking down on your phone. And then you're like, man, I wish I was there for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And at the Olympics is a whole other level. So
it is, definitely is. There's South African who decided to do cross country skiing, and I know him a little bit. And obviously, South Africa and cross country skiing, it's not like they probably have never had anyone skiing, like especially not in the Olympics before. And it was funny today because he competed for the first time, and he put on a show like 9 minutes after the winner, and it was a sprint distance. So it's like, or not a sprint, it was a 10K cross country skiing, sorry, not a sprint, but still 9 minutes behind. And I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think about that when you choose a sport that no one does in that country and you just want to compete in the Olympics? Is that okay to do? Because obviously you don't have the level to go to the Olympics really, but it's just that no one from that country competes. What are your thoughts?
So you're telling me I can go to ABCD country and go to the Olympics for the marathon because they don't have any marathoners? Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
You
I don't
you
care if I don't care if I get cooked. I'm gonna do it.
you'd be like God in that country,
Yeah.
and like everyone's gonna look up to you. I mean, you look
Yeah.
at the classic Jamaican bobsled team. Well, so
That's true.
I
I
feel
would
like
But
I
I,
would do it.
I feel like it would. I mean, it would definitely be hard uh, mentally when you're going against all these like studs in this event, but you kind of got to just, I think, dial yourself back and realize what you're doing for you and your country.
yeah, gotcha.
That's
Mark.
good. Uh, yeah, I mean, I think, I think you have to try that. If the shot's there, it's like, hey, if you can go and do the sport and it works out from whatever you're representing, from the history of your family or just, whatever it looks like. If that's your goal, then and a way to get it done, then I think you gotta give yourself a chance.
What if you're not from that country, but there's a chance that you can get a passport?
I'm in. I'm in. I'm in like swimwear.
If that's your dream, right? If you're dead set, you're like, I want to make the Olympics and this is my path, and you figure it out, then go do it.
Whatever it takes.
Awesome. I think this says a lot about how big the Olympics is in the US. Like I think that it would be cool if you are at a very high level. Like say you're from Kenya and you're running a 203 marathon, but you can't qualify because the level is so high, but you know that you can medal in the Olympics, right? Like it's just that you didn't make the team. Then I totally support it if you can get another passport. But if you are running like a 305 marathon and you're like, no one's running in my country, so I'm gonna try to go for the Olympics and I'm gonna try to get a different passport. I'm not sure if that is as cool, to be honest, but
Well, I mean,
yeah.
a lot of events you still have to hit a qualifying standard, so you can't really. I mean, to be at that level, they're not really just letting anybody in to go
Yeah,
compete. I
that's
think there's
true.
some like there was something that was in swimming a few years back that was hurting for sure compared to the rest of the field, but there are kind of certain levels where the Olympic Committee is trying to prevent that from happening.
Do you remember that Australian dancer from last year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
ray gun.
That's what we would look like. That would be
Yeah.
us.
Honestly, though, that she didn't look that bad. It was just like you could tell that she wasn't super good. She was much better than I would have been. So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, we actually have a little plan today. Whose idea was that? Was it yours, Brendan, or was it you, Mark, who said that we should have a bit of more structure? I thought that was a great idea.
That's my as a coach, that's my idea. Organize
Yeah,
the old man and the coach was like, let's get some structure.
no, I love that. And my next little bullet point on here, I guess, like we're already talking about the Olympics, and my question to you guys before we touch on everything running is like, what is your guys' favorite sport? Like now that we're watching, let's stick to the Winter Olympics since that is what's going on right now. Favorite sport, and what sport would you do if you were to compete in the Olympics or choose a winter sport to compete in?
I like short track, speed skate. I've always liked that. When we had Apollo Uno for US, I liked him a lot. Uh, I just that sport is chaotic. Definitely when they do the relay, for sure. The long track, kinda like you can kinda get, like, bored watching it because you just feel that they're just going. They're not going as fast, but they're going fast. It's weird how to explain it, but, short track for me, speed skating.
Awesome.
Go ahead, Geyer.
I would do the 4-man bobsled. I still, that watching Cool Runnings as a kid, still all fired up from the competition. So feel the rhythm, feel the ride. Getting up, it's bobsled time. So you got to be ready to go. So and it's exciting to watch. I mean, when they're flying down, like Rob said, it's a quick event, but it's either just amazing watching them nail the route, or when they wreck or something happens that goes wrong, there's just that high level of excitement about, all right, how's this going to work out as these flip, and then you're stuck sliding down the ice all the way to the finish. You're committed all the way to the bottom of the hill.
Awesome.
I would say mine's curling, actually.
Oh my god.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
that is a
Oh.
hot take.
I don't if you watched the United States this year with the Corys, you can't tell me you didn't jump off the couch and start screaming at the TV, hooting and hollering 'cause I'm not even making this up. I was actually doing that. I don't know much about it, but I was hyped for it, and, I mean, I don't know if that's just me liking, play, like, cornhole and stuff like that, but I know it's not necessarily relatable, but and curling.
You want to do an Olympic sport where you can hold a beer in one hand. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, unless I'm doing the broom.
Well, also we have a guy locally that he's been covering curling for The Athletic in the New York Times.
Garrett?
So we've been getting full press coverage of curling.
Yeah, he had an article if you're talking about Garrett, he had an article in the New York Times
Yeah, yeah.
about the game.
Well, that's crazy. I had no idea.
Yep.
I am struggling. Sorry, I am struggling to watch a sport like you said, Mark. You can actually have a beer while you're doing it, and you can still perform. I'm like, there are a lot of sports that could make it to the Olympics before curling, in my opinion. I'm sorry, Brendan, but
Yeah.
I
That's crazy.
Shots
I like
fired.
everyone that's trying to get cross country added back and having it in the winter instead of the summer. I think that would be cool.
You know
yeah.
what I don't get is the cross country skiing. Like, it's just my take on it. If you want to run, run. If you want to ski, ski. Why are we running with skis on? I
That is just one guy. That is just because he's kind of invented a new technique up the hills.
I was saying
Not most
he
people are not doing that.
I was
ran
about to say,
he ran like 6-minute pace up the hill on skis.
Whew.
Mm.
like no disrespect to anybody that does the sport. A grind is a grind, but why are we running with skis when we can just ski with skis? If you want to run, go run.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But did you see the Norwegian who admitted that he cheated on his girlfriend,
I did.
like just after he got a bronze medal? You didn't.
I saw that,
It's
and then shortly after I saw her video, like, on Instagram of her coming realizing it or whatever. Her, like, little
oh
announcement.
really? There's a video out there
It's
I
of
need
of
to
that.
see this.
Yeah, it's of her.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So the thing is, the funny thing is that I actually worked with this guy because I was the content creator of the biathlon team like a few
Okay.
years back, and so for those of you who are listening to this, and also for Mark and Robin, who you haven't seen this, he placed third, got a bronze medal a few days back, and then in an interview just after, he was asked, "So how was this? Must have been amazing." And it's like, "Yeah, but to be honest, like I've been doing really, really bad, like poorly lately because 6 months ago I met the love of my life, an amazing girl. She's perfect, all of that." And then 3 months ago, I made the biggest mistake of my life and I cheated on her. And I told her a week ago, and now I don't have her anymore. And I wish that I could have shared this with her, blah, 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 all of that. And at the same time, his teammate won gold, and he was honoring another teammate who died like 2 months ago.
Oh,
He
I see. I did see that
died at a
part.
training camp. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the training
And
camp one.
yeah. And so a big problem here was that this bronze medalist obviously got much more attention for this. He made it to one of those talk shows in the US. Was it Kimmel's?
Mikema?
Yeah, he made it to that show. Like they were joking about it yesterday. I realized when I was watching it, the Americans are trying to do a German accent when they're trying to do the Norwegian accent.
Yeah.
But that was funny. But yeah, anyways, that is like the biggest talk of the Winter Olympics right now.
It's like some like Real Housewives of Milano or something like that. It's not.
Oh yeah, because one of my best friends, she used to be a biathlete, and so now she's commentating, and she was like, "It's really like Love Island, and we also have like scam artists in here because in the French team, this girl who won yesterday, she stole the credit card of one of her teammates and spent thousands of
I
dollars.
saw that
What?
article.
So biathlon is really hot right now.
So other than speed skating, what's your Winter Olympic sport?
Mm, that's a good question. I didn't really prepare one. I was like, it would have been speed skating, but
It's too easy.
I
We know about that
yeah,
one.
I think that like in terms of where I would say that would have the most potential, I would probably say cross country skiing. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Rob. Like with that, I love like snowboarding and freestyle skiing, but then there's the risk. I'm not that much into that risk of being paralyzed and stuff. So I would rather use my lungs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a
Like it.
question. What Olympics do you think takes more skill? The Summer Olympics or the Winter Olympics?
I mean,
I don't even,
it depends.
I think it
Winter
depends on
Olympics,
the
you have
sport.
curling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't knocking, but you got bobsled, you got the luge. Like, there's some skill, but like, I mean,
Yeah.
what do
Yeah,
we
I
No, but
think
think
it's
you're
it's
like?
fair question.
if you're picking like a team of athletes, you're probably gonna draft first off the Summer Olympics folks than the Winter Olympics folks, depending on what it's like. I don't know, wide world of sports competition or something like that.
Maybe that's yeah. So maybe that's just our take here in the States too. Like Summer Olympics is obviously a lot more popular for us than it is for winter. So
But
Yeah.
yeah, but I just feel like there's more athleticism, or the competition in the Summer Olympics has to do more with like skill and athleticism than it does in the winter. But I could be wrong. I'm not
You're
trying
gonna
I
to.
mean,
pick a you're gonna pick a
no,
fight with the
but
whole country of Norway on this
no,
on
but
this
it, but
episode.
what you could argue where I agree with you, Rob, is that there's more access to the summer sports, right? Like in a lot of ways, because a lot of the other sports are on snow or on ice, and you will have to either be somewhere where they have ice naturally or where they have
Mhm.
an ice rink, whatever. And so I think it really depends, but it's also kind of like comparing soccer with hockey, right? Like what is the most challenge? It's impossible to say. If you ask a hockey player, they will probably say yes, hockey is much more technical than soccer, and a soccer player would say the opposite. So, but it's a good question. I don't know. We should ask people to leave a comment down below and give us their take.
Yeah.
I'm about to get cooked.
I don't know. Okay, well let's talk running. How is training going for you guys?
Mark, you can go.
Uh, yeah. Doing all right so far. I was sick a couple times in January, so I think right after the week that we last spoke, I was sick that week, and then raced the uh, Masters cross country championship. So they had the World XC championship down in Florida, and then they had the Masters event the next day. So I ran a 10K down there, and it was just okay. And then came back, got sick again, and been kind of up and down. But this last week's been solid. So finally got some good workouts in. But I think best workout of the block so far. I did 10 by 1K and it felt really good and in control, both for the intervals and for the recovery, which is always a good sign. So we'll see how my 20 miler goes tomorrow, but I feel like this week's been a good week after an up and down kind of start to the block.
So that workout, what kind of pace did you have? I love that you were also saying that that was your best workout. Let's also add that to this question.
Yeah, I was hitting 321 for the K, so 523 per mile pace. And then my recoveries, they were almost full. It was like 3-minute recovery, but I was keeping it around 720, which is good. A lot of times, kind of hitting some of those intervals, I'll coast and fall back and run closer to 8-minute per mile pace for those recoveries. So it felt good, just kind of keeping it at a steady pace in between. And ran them all from a negative split standpoint for the most part. Last rep was the fast rep, so that felt really good.
How hard are those for you? Like, is it threshold or is it a bit harder?
Yeah, it's like threshold. So
Mhm.
my goal for this build has been to do more volume and more threshold work than anything in the interval space, and try to lean into uh, raising the floor, I guess. I've got a good mile time, especially for my age, and some decent speed. But sometimes just late in the race, my old legs get tired. So I got to try to raise that floor. So when we're getting there in between, 30 and 40K, I can hold on to the marathon target pace a little better.
Cool. Good job.
Thanks.
I'll be honest with you, that just sounds like a lot of work for retirement coming in November. So yeah, that's what I think about that. No, I'm just kidding.
I got to give you a reason to come visit the old folks home. So it's all right.
That's very true. Jello time.
Rob, I guess you're up next, but I also, what you just said now kind of reminded me of when we uh, had the last Banter episode. One of the comments on Spotify was like, please get Rob Jackson off the podcast. And I was like, was that real? Or was that like someone who was just joking? And then I had to look this guy up and I saw that you guys were following each other because I did not know to handle that comment at first.
Who was it?
I want to know who it is now.
I don't know. Like I can look it up.
I'll have to
I,
go
Yeah.
look
I
it up.
hoped I hope that it was someone who was like a friend of yours or something, but it looked like it because when I looked the guy up after, it said that you guys were following each other. So I just figured that it
Oh, that's
was
crazy.
something like that.
Well, it
Oh,
wasn't me. It wasn't me.
I'm the toxic one, so I mean, I get it.
Well, why don't you answer the question about how your training is going in your best workout while I'm trying to figure out who it was?
So for me, it's training is training. It's going. Slow and steady wins the race. Brendan doesn't like that answer. Neither does our group chat. But I'm slowly finding my confidence again, coming back from injury. I've had some really good workouts recently, though. Last last Saturday we had 22 miles, and we had 3 mile warm up with some work in between. But we stretched it to an 8 mile warm up, which was long run pace to fatigue the legs more. And then we did 3 miles at 85, two at 90%, and then one at 95% with a mile flow in between all those at long run pace. So we hit 5:30 to 5:35 for 3 miles, had a float. Second mile, the second round with the 2 mile, I was kind of cooked. I'm not gonna lie, I took us out too fast on the first set of three, and I hit the first mile at 5:27. Second mile, I died. It was like a 5:45. I was like, oh crap. And then we had the float, and then I hit 5:18 to finish it, and then finished the run strong. So that was a solid 20 miler. And then this past week we had this was the first speed workout that I feel like I actually had a solid one in several speed workouts. So we had a mile rep, and then that was at 5:09, and then we did 12 400s. No, but yeah, 12 400s with a minute 15 rest in between, and they were all around. They were between 68 and 73, 74. So it wasn't bad. It's coming together nicely. I'm not on Mark's level yet, so slowly but surely.
Good. How is it to run these days? Like how was your has your injury been like, or what has it
Oh,
been like?
it's good. It's really more so just confidence by hitting those higher speeds because I couldn't hit them for a while. But now it's more so about getting comfortable, like raising the floor, as Mark would say. Um, so when I get there, I just gotta learn how to sustain it at the moment. But it's coming back. It's like riding a bike. It took a few workouts to rip the Band-Aid off, but now I'm there. And then hopefully I could put something together this fall or this spring that these guys keep trying to push me into
Yeah.
something this spring. But I'm
We
looking
keep
forward to the
telling
fall.
Rob that Rob doesn't need any more confidence, but he needs to believe in himself more. So that's the line with Rob. So we don't need any more of the confidence. So
I like that. It's to a lot of people it might sound like the same, but I still understand what you mean. So it was Brady who wrote that.
Brady Harless.
Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, he's actually the number one fan of my fan club. So I have a fan club here in Indy. Brady Harless is by far number one. I think he overtook my wife like last year for number one fan, and then right after him, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not
Like
gonna put that beef out
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
I'm just gonna leave.
Harless, Harless is in your DMs like you won a bronze medal. So he's excited to always talk trash. So
I'll just say this: if your name is Brady and you live in Indy, you probably have some beef with me at some point for some reason. That's all I have to
I
say.
I honestly, because usually I will wake up to these comments and I was like, oh, what is this? Like, how do I solve this? I don't want hate in my comments, and then I had to look it up, and hopefully that is like a very friendly beef then.
It's funny because it is a friendly beef. We actually last Saturday, his girlfriend was out there running, and we were out there. We was asking for updates on him and how he's doing, checking in, and uh, we introduced ourselves because she knew of us, like other people that was in that group, but she didn't like really know us. And then she said, "Oh, he likes to talk crap to you." I was like, "Yeah, he does." So it's friendly banter. It's nothing too crazy.
Oh, that's good. I like friendly banter. That's fine.
that's good. Yeah.
But Brandon, you texted me a few weeks ago and you were like, how long did it take until you actually felt good after being sick? But it seems like you've had some good workouts since that.
yeah. It's funny because that was the same week where I actually did have a good workout. Um, is that it was after that Tuesday that I messaged you because I could barely hit like 6 minute pace for freaking 800s. And so I was like, ah, this is awful. And then that Saturday, I did a workout with Rob and a few other. I mean, Geyer was there for a warm up and stuff, but we did. It's probably my best workout so far. But uh, I guess I should start. My block hasn't technically started yet. I don't start till another week for Cleveland. So, but back to that workout, we just did 3 by 2 miles. They're supposed to be at like 5:54 pace, 5:54, I think. But we did it on hills. So we just did a out and back on this 2 mile hill route that we have nearby with a mile jog in between. And honestly, with the weather, I'm pretty sure it was negative that day. Or at least it feels like was negative. And then just I had zero faith going into this workout. I was sandbagging the whole
Oh, sandbag. Oh my god, it was a bad
I was
sandbag.
bagging. I told Rob, I was like, I'd be lucky if I hit 630 on these. Like, I'm not expecting anything other than just complete it, see how I feel. And then, I mean, right off the gate, I took it out. Um, I mean, I don't know what our first one was, but it was like 601 or 602. And then the second one, Rob took out. He had to put me in my place for a second. But we ended up averaging all three of those sub 6, so I consider that a huge win for how I felt that week. So, yeah.
Cool. Oh, that's good. I'm glad that you're back because like I feel like when you've been sick and you have no idea when that day comes, but like one day you'll just show up and it's gonna feel great again, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I needed the workout this week. I'd been all sick and just stuffed up, and then I was traveling for work and was still stuffed up, and then was staying out and drinking for some work dinners and not sleeping as much. And so last Wednesday, I was supposed to go run 10 easy, and we were in Florida, so it was a little warm. Uh, but it really wasn't a reason for it. I just had to stop and walk. I got 4 miles in, I started drifting the 9, 10 minute pace, and I was like, I walked. So I walked for 2 minutes, then started running again, and walked for another minute, and I was like, I got to 6 miles, and that was it. So those are the days where, you think, "What am I doing?" Like, I just gotta get done. So to come back a week later and nail my workout this week was a nice bounce back, and, speaks well for actually, hydrating correctly and sleeping makes a big difference in your runs.
Yeah, it sure does. I guess like for the listeners, they know how like what it's been like for me. So, but I guess I give a quick little recap of my own training as well. It's going well. had a little bit of a bad week this week, just been tired, which is fine. Like, but I've been peaking at like, I think I had 72 miles last week, which is the highest mileage that I've ever had. Um, and then I guess like I had two workouts that were pretty good. One was last week where I did, was it 8 by K, and I ended the last one at 320. And Jonathan Green was telling me that I was supposed to like be hanging over the treadmill and be so tired that that was like could barely do 200 more meters, but I felt so good during that workout, so that was fun. And then something that I realized on today's run, actually, I did my long run with some repeats. Like I think I did 8 by K at threshold on a snow last weekend at the cabin. And the average pace of the whole run, I did 30K. The average pace was 4:16. And I was like, one thing was that, oh, that would have been like a decent long run at a bit of a higher pace last year. I would have been very happy about that. And so, and then I realized, well, first of all, I did all of it on snow and ice, which is, it's not ideal, right? And then also that I did it in the Nova Blast. So I didn't really run with very fast shoes. And last year, just before Boston, I think I had 409 at like a max effort 30K just before in super shoes, shorts, and a like race kit. And so, no, it's that was fun. It's good to feel like that, and curious about tomorrow because that's gonna be my first hard long run with like 15 to 17K of work in there. So about 10 miles, I guess I'll get up at, which will be interesting.
I like it. I like
That's
it. I
good.
like aggressive Saturdays for I mean, when it comes to this chat, I'd probably say I have the most aggressive Saturdays, I would say. Uh, I don't know. I just find a way to get up for Saturdays. The Tuesdays and Saturdays, I know I gotta work out on Thursday, but it doesn't really hang over my head if I hit or miss that. I put my money on Tuesdays and Saturdays more than I do Thursday. So I like aggressive Saturdays.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. It will be fun. I'm not sure if doing that on the treadmill is going to be fun because I might have to do that. And that's not something I'm looking forward to, which is also, I guess, like something that we'll answer more later on because we got quite a lot of questions from the Instagram questions that we asked for questions on Instagram, and we got a lot of questions there. And there are some questions about the treadmill and winter running that I'm curious. I think there will be different takes on this in the banter group here.
For sure.
Almost definitely.
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
Should we just head over to the questions?
Yeah, let's do it. This is gonna be fun.
Let's do that then. But okay, first, let's do the ones that we have for each other then.
Yeah.
Mark, do you want to start?
Yeah. So my first question was for all of you. What do you kind of think about in your head from a motivation standpoint when the workout gets tough? Like, do you have a checklist of goals or a list of people that you're like thinking about racing, or what do you motivates you when when the workout gets hard? We'll start with Brendan. You can go first.
All right. Um, I would say pre-qualifying for Boston. I mean, Boston was all that was on my mind because I feel like I had a lot on my shoulders in regards to qualifying for Boston to be able to run it with my dad. Because I mean, he did tell me, so I guess I guess say it, but he did say that Boston's going to be his last marathon, like that he'll ever race. So, um, kind of that was the big thing for me. And when things got tough, that's all I thought about, especially during the race when I was starting to feel the pain and slowing down some. I was like, I like, we didn't drive up to Michigan and my dad's not here to cheer me on and help me out for me not to qualify. So, I mean, a lot of my answers probably for all these questions in terms of like inspiration and motivation will probably be my dad mostly. Uh, but it'll also be like family and just the like our inner group that we have. Um, I mean, I would say I would like to say that like you guys would be there in my mind in terms of things when it gets tough and try not to take it too serious on certain things. especially like if I'm running with Rob and we do like strides or track workout or whatever, and he likes to chime in some words here and there.
Yeah, it's
You
all right. It's
talking
like,
about the never mind.
go ahead, Rob.
I'm
No,
sure you know what I'm saying, but yeah.
We did some strides, it was a couple summers ago, and I was beating him on the strides. It wasn't like it was like friendly competition, and, and I'm just looking at him while we're striding. I'm like, "You like that, white boy? You like that?" It just just to
just
hype
let
him
them
up.
know.
But yeah, just to let him know that I'm there. But no, it's friendly banter.
Always, always.
Yeah, I like that you said that you're thinking about the group. It's like, are you thinking about not letting the group down or running for the group, or are you thinking about, oh man, I cannot let that. Like I pretend like I can hear Rob behind me. Like I gotta keep going. Like
I mean,
and
honestly, both because we talk so much. Like after every workout we do, someone's asking the other person how it went. Like so, it's like obviously someone's gonna know, and we have a friendly banter. So it's like if things go south, we're gonna be positive about it, but we'll also give each other a little grief. Um,
it's
kind
good.
of man up type of thing here and there. But there's definitely times where I also have Rob's words in my head where I'm just like, I can't. I gotta suck it up, or else I'm gonna really hear it from Rob, and I ain't trying to have that. So
That's good.
See, for the listeners out there, I am not that bad of a person. I just want y'all to know I am nice. I'm caring. I I love my friends. I just want to see them. I just want to see them be great. That's all.
You're a good motivator.
We know you are, Rob. At least I do.
Yeah, we know it.
Thank you.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, Rob.
So for me, if it's like for an example, like a steady state run, we got 3 miles. So I'm thinking ballpark, you got like 16 minutes. Like I keep telling myself, anybody could do something for like 16 minutes, or all you gotta do is do this for like 5 minutes, such and such. I try to break stuff down in like overall time to make it sound easier. Uh, Another one, which I really leveled up, uh, when my mom was going through her stuff before she passed, because she was bedridden and practically just slowly declining and dying. But she was fighting every day, therapy and stuff like that. I'm like, man, if she can fight through this and she can't communicate this and that, like I can. Why can't I suffer? I can suffer. My suffering is nothing close to hers. So I try to not put myself in her shoes, but like my mom fought for an extra several months to give us, even though it wasn't much. She could have threw in the towel and everything happened to her when everything hit the fan, but she didn't. She fought, so I'm gonna fight. And then the group chat's definitely big. I'm in 2 group chats. Uh, I would say the one with Geyer and Brent is the more friendlier one. The other one, if I have a bad day, they're just gonna say I suck, and they're just gonna they're just gonna bully me. So there's also that group chat. There's pros and cons, with a group chat like that. I just I'm fueled by hate. I know a lot of people I'm fueled by hate, man. Like so I just use those stuff as receipts and I just like to mark that off my list. And then I know Geyer asked about do I have a list of people. He asked me if I have a list of people that I want to beat. And I also think about that during my workouts as well. So Geyer, you're on there.
Yeah,
Uh
like a physical list of names. Like, hey, here's everybody's marathon times. I'm gonna go get them. So I'm proud to be on Rob's list right now. So I know he's waiting to get that satisfaction, of taking that big sharpie and marking me off here eventually. So I'm
Yeah,
good.
it's a list like that, but also at the same time, just a list of like, I just want to beat you in general.
Yeah,
And I was able to cross a few names off last year that felt really good. Hopefully, I could do that again this year. So, and then last but not least, family time. We're all running, we're all sacrificing some time with our family. I'm like, well, if I'm gonna sacrifice time with my family, I gotta at least make it worth it. So I'm not about to come out here and lay a dud. Or at least not try. If I try and let it done, it is what it is. You're never gonna hit 100% of your workouts. If you hit 100% of your workouts, you're not working out hard enough.
yeah.
Your training's not good. You are not good if you're hitting 100% of your workouts. I'll say that to your face. You're not good if you're hitting 100% of your workouts. Uh, So you have to be okay with accepting that, but at the same time, giving it your all so you feel like you got your time worth. So that's how I look at it.
That's good. All right, Christian, what about you?
Yeah, it's an interesting question because, and I'm not sure if this is because I remember my dad. He kind of ingrained in me that you should focus on the process, on your tasks, all of that. So with all of my workouts, I think I'm just focusing on that workout, right? Like I'm focusing on getting it over with. And so like if I have 10 by K, then I will just be like, okay, one down, nine to go, and then kind of focus on that. What I have realized though is like kind of I think I'm also very much fueled by haters, like you said, Rob. Maybe like when people if someone tells me that I can't do it, like when I was doing my first marathon, a friend of mine told me that he didn't believe I could do a sub 3 marathon. I was like, I'm going to show you. So 2 days later I ran a marathon in training and I did 2:56
Nice.
because I just wanted to prove that to him. So I think that is something that I'm thinking about. But then come race day, which I don't think I bring that, like those thoughts or that motivation out until I get to race day. So I remember in Boston, then I was like, this is for all the bad times I've had throughout my whole life, not just with sports, just like in general in life, anxiety, struggles, all of it, elementary school, which sucked. It was kind of like, this is everything has led me to this moment, which sounds super cliche, right? But like Boston was that kind of race for me. And so then that pushes me a bit more, I think. So I'm not sure if I have enough of those workouts where I'm pushing myself as much as I would in a race. I think I'm saving myself for the race in terms of those thoughts. In terms of that list, I think that I have just about everyone. Like, I don't know, but there are some people more than others. And I think that this is where I'm struggling a bit right now with like having the podcast and trying to have a social media presence. Some people would probably argue that when you have a podcast, you are kind of entering that influencer world because you are like, what is an influencer? It's hard to tell, right?
Yeah.
In my head, Eric Floberg is very much an influencer. Like he has a big platform. He's an influencer. There's this one guy in Norway, Eric Floberg, a super fast marathoner, right? Like, and there's also this guy in Norway who placed fifth at Norseman, and I don't know what his marathon PB is, but coming from sports myself, I feel like I should be faster than them because I'm like, I have that athletic background. Like that is my identity is being an athlete. So then not being faster than them, that bothers me. So I feel like that is my list. In my head, I'm like, I cannot stop until I'm faster than Eric Floberg. And this probably comes off as super arrogant, but I'm
No,
like,
I agree. I
I,
agree.
I
I've
go.
said
should be
this.
You
faster.
gotta
I
find
should
her.
be faster than him because I've been spending like thousands and thousands and thousands of hours like with endurance sport throughout my life. Eric kind of took this up a few years ago, so I'm super impressed with what he's done, but that also kind of raises the bar for me, I guess. So I'm very grateful to him for that because it pushes me, but he's definitely probably number one on my list.
Yeah.
Dang.
I
That's
like it.
crazy. I've been in a couple of his videos from the races.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
I
He
should
got
probably
he
not put
got
this
me.
out there. People are gonna hate me.
Let's
He
go. I
got
think
me in
it's
Chicago.
yeah.
List.
What did you say?
He got me in Chicago. I was not happy about it because I was telling the chat like I was gonna win in Chicago, which I mean I probably would have to be honest, but injury won that day. So he got me. He won.
You'll get another shot.
Looking forward to it.
Plenty
Not
more.
ducking any smoke. Not ducking any smoke.
What about you, Mark?
For me, it's a lot of gratitude, that trying to remind myself that I'm out here and I am healthy enough to do this and at a level that I never thought that I'd be able to. So, thinking about that when it's hard early, and then late, when I'm trying to kind of in the late stages, and it's really hurting. I'm thinking about trying to visualize what the end of the race will feel like a lot of times. So picture myself, if I'm familiar with the course, all right, here's what it's like in those last few streets or last few blocks. And then a lot of times I just kind of tell myself, all right, hey, legs are not in charge, right? Brain's in charge. So, and just kind of repeat that because it's simple and keeps me focused on the task. Like you said, here's the rep. I'm just in this one rep right now, this one day. Just got to get through this. So telling myself, hey, I know legs you feel heavy or tired or whatever, but you're not in charge. Having that control and something that I think brought me back into the sport 5 years ago was being able to control my effort and the work I put in and the results. Again, you're not entitled to anything, but if you do the hard work and like I said, trust the process, you set yourself up for success in a way that I'd found professionally or whatever previously that what wasn't quite as black and white, and it's all a little bit of luck anyway and timing. So, kind of thinking about like 'cause I'm in control of the situation. So here's I'm gonna push and take advantage of it.
Cool. And do you have a list?
I don't have a list. I think for me, uh, kind of competing against some times or beating whoever's in the race. So I get real excited about competing and closing just, whoever's in front of me, I want to go get. And especially if it's one of these guys, then, I definitely want to be able to talk trash or kind of, have to eat crow when I get mine, when, Rob leaves me in the dust on a race and, he should be able to celebrate that some. So, I'm happy for him and then mad at myself too. But I don't have a list other than just trying to get out and chase some of those times and climb up I like seeing the rankings. So because I'm older than you guys, I get the masters rankings. So I get to go and check the list and see where I stack up against all the other 40 year olds.
I will say this, Geyer is probably out of all the runners. I mean, there's faster people. There's cool people. I mean, they're cool and all, but Geyer is probably the most respected around here. And if I were to lose to anybody, I 100% would not care if I lost to Geyer. Like I'm not
Nice.
gonna be mad. I
That's a
really
compliment.
I know I
Nice. I
talk a lot of
appreciate it.
crap to him, but it's legit all love with him. I told him, like, he'll tell you that he's like a big brother to me. So I was like, if I ever lose to him, I'm not gonna care. Uh, I might be salty at the moment, but I'm gonna congratulate him. Somebody else though, it's like F you. But nah, Geyer's got all the love from pretty much everybody in Indy, to be honest with you.
Thanks, man. I just like I don't like to lose, but I do like to see everyone be successful and have fun doing it. And it takes a lot. Everyone puts in a lot of hard work to try to get it done, and so you gotta celebrate that. I think that's we got asked about it a little later, but I think that's one of the nicest things about Indy is we got a good set of different folks and individuals that all support each other.
Mhm. I, I also realized that one of the worst people to be like, if you're racing against someone who shows up and like it looks like they've never like they haven't been running at all, like they're whatever their outfit is like you look at them and they're like, oh, this person is also going to do a marathon, but you don't really think that that person has been out running at all before. Maybe old worn out shoes and whatever the outfit is just like doesn't look athletic or performance like at all, and then this person is just running super fast. I've had that a couple of times where I'm like, how are you able to run fast in that, but then they're just like beat me so bad. That is also sometimes difficult, especially when you feel a bit fancy showing up in bandit or tracksmith gear.
That does hurt. There were some guys I know from high school that they're talented. One of the guys is ranked in the triathlon side, and they were showing up to the hometown race in like Dumb and Dumber, orange and blue tuxes, and beating people. So right,
That's
it's funny. I,
disrespectful.
I like that they bring energy and are excited about it. But there's some people that are thinking, man, I just got dusted by these guys that are messing around in top hats, and canes and stuff like that, and so it's hard to it's hard to get
It's
that.
a whole Truth Haynes discussion, I guess,
Yeah, yeah,
with the jeans.
Yeah.
yeah.
we're not gonna touch on that. I get you
Thank you.
guys have yeah you guys have work to get back to in not too long. So I guess we have to speed things up a little bit here since we have so many questions. But are there any of you, like Rob and Brendan, do you have any questions for us before we hit the questions from the listeners and the followers?
I'll let the listeners and followers ask the questions.
Yeah, we can jump into it.
Okay,
So
cool.
time's sake.
Brendan, do you have the document in front of you?
Yeah.
Do you wanna be in charge of the questions?
Yeah. Oh boy. All right.
I'm giving it to you.
All right. I'm just gonna go straight from the top and work our way down. Um.
Mhm.
All right. First question is there such thing as too much data when it comes to running? So as in, like, I would guess would assume your heart rate monitor, your pods for your feet. I mean, there's so many more. Do you think there's a negative to diving too deep into your data?
Yes
With
and no.
yeah, yeah, agreed.
It's like a def.
I guess like the reason I'm saying that is that I think that if you get caught up with that data and you think too much about it, then it's a bad thing. So like a great example, I think, like Whoop or the Aura Ring, like you have that and then you wake up in the morning and you feel great, and then you look at the Aura Ring and it tells you that, oh, your readiness is low, right? And in a lot of cases, that can be true, and maybe you should listen to it. Personally, I look at the resting heart rate. If that is higher, then I might take action. But like most of the times, I won't. Like most of the times, the feeling and the elevated heart rate will align, right? But uh, I think that some of us are, myself included, at times we listen too much to the devices that we have rather than listening to our own body, right? And so that is where the problem comes in. And then I think that, especially talking to a lot of runners on this podcast, I realized that some people are not using heart rate at all. Personally, I'm using heart rate quite a lot, but I'm also not, like today, for instance, after a couple of easy days, I know that my heart rate will be higher, then it's fine. Like, but so I think that if you get too caught up with it, it's bad. If you're the kind of athlete who like knows how to read into that data and you use it for your benefit, then it can be good. But it's definitely becoming an obsession for some people, I think.
Yeah, to talk a little bit more about heart rate training, I think you've touched on a few other conversations, but I think you used heart rate training a lot more in a much more structured manner when you were doing your speed skating. And so I don't know if that some of that comes from the environment of the rink being a lot different than being out on the road or what. But kind of talk a little bit about how you train for the heart rate at that point versus like what you've seen as you start talking to all these marathoners.
Yeah, I think that the biggest difference is that a lot of marathoners, they're not even using it, right? Like they're going by feel or they're using pace more. And you hear people saying that easy is a feeling; it's not necessarily heart rate. All of those things, which I totally agree with. I think that when you go out for an easy run, you can easily tell that, okay, today was easy, because you're, I think that, to me at least now, the answer to what is an easy run is when I feel like I'm running, but it doesn't, like, it almost feels like I'm sitting at home on the couch, but I'm moving, right? Like that is almost what it's supposed to feel like.
Yeah.
But in terms of the heart rate, I think that one of the reasons we were so obsessed with heart rate as speed skaters was one that a lot of, like, my dad, who he came from the old school where the heart rate was kind of the only tool they had in the 90s, right? So that is one of the things. But also our heart rate was the easiest tool to use to determine what kind of intensity we were at. And most of our training, and especially Norwegians, we do spend so much time in zone 1 and 2, and most of it's zone 1. And with that, you just make sure that you're not touching any of the higher zones. And I think that that is like the main reason. And then you also learn eventually very clearly that this heart rate is my threshold pace, or like my threshold intensity. And uh, I think that with running, you use paces much more because you've been able to document or test that more. But I still think that I got a question actually when I was referring to the long run that I did last week, and on YouTube, someone asked, like, "Can I ask why you were still trying to hit those paces when you clearly knew that the conditions were worse?" And that was on me for not really clarifying that I didn't really hit the paces that I was supposed to. But then it becomes really hard because now as a runner, I'm thinking more of pace sometimes, and I'm thinking that, oh, I should be able to hit that instead of looking at the heart rate. But I also think that you need to, with running, you need to get to know the paces, need to get to know your heart rate as well. Because for me, heart rate now and heart rate as a speed skater was very, very different. As a speed skater, it's such a load on your muscles. And so the lactate would be, because we use lactate a lot as speed skaters too, the lactate would be much higher at lower heart rate just because you're sitting down. Like, obviously, if you look at speed skating, you can tell that there's more lactate there than when you're standing up running, right? Like it does make sense, although the
Gotcha.
heart rate might be lower. So I think that for me, heart rate will always be the essential part of my running. I even use it during races because I know exactly where I'm supposed to be. So I remember for my first marathon, I was like, okay, 166, that's where I should be, not higher. And then I touched 167 and I was like, okay, this is too hard. I can't go here because then I'm just gonna bunk. And that is like, that's what all my tests have shown previously, and that's what it's like now. So yeah,
Yeah.
I hope I answer that question.
Yeah, it's I think like you said, there's a good you want to have some data to use, but if you get too, obsessed with it, or right, you can get paralyzed by saying, well, I can't ever go over this, right? You kind of limit yourself with a reading from a device or whatever it is. And that mix of feel and hard data is a fine line. Like I wonder, as right, the Ingebrigtsens, for example, got better at the lactate threshold testing, where they're like, you know what, I really don't want to stop and prick my finger every 800 meters. Like I feel like I'm pretty good here. Let's just wait and do it
Hmm.
after 2 or 3 reps because I've got enough. Or it's like every single time, you're like, I got to go and get this reading. And how you kind of decide where that line is.
And I think that one thing that is important there too is that eventually, as you've been testing this, right? So you don't
Yeah.
need to have those tests all the time. But I also think that for me, I am feeling better as I am able to do those tests, whether it's the lactate or my heart rate, because that's what I've always done. So I feel safe there. I'm sure some people are listening to this when I'm talking about it, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting stressed out. Just because, like, just listening to this. And I think that you need to find your way. It's kind of the same as with nutrition, staying away from alcohol. Like, some people will say that, okay, I'm just going to go fully sober now during this marathon block. And others will be like, I'm going to have a beer or two during the marathon block, or like every weekend, just because that makes me relax more. And I don't think anyone is to say that one thing is right and the other thing is wrong. Like, it's just based on what makes you feel more free, I guess. Because I think that that's the thing that people are not talking enough about. It's just like that feeling of freedom and feeling like you are doing what you believe in. And that is much more important than the actions in themselves, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Rob, what about you? What data are you geeking out on? Not Strava.
No, I mean, really, I just monitor my resting heart rate. That lets me know. Usually, when it's high for a period of time, means I'm getting sick. My sleep score, and then outside of that, I don't look at heart rate as as much as like running wise. I'm not knocking it. And I'm not knocking anybody that does that. It's just not for me. There's a lot of factors that go into heart rate being high. But just because my heart rate is in quotes high for that run doesn't mean the run wasn't easy necessarily. So I'm not gonna sit there and say that it wasn't easy when it was easy as far as like it feels in my body, even though my heart rate was a little higher. I know it's kind of like backwards in a way, but uh, just my sleep score, and my resting heart rate are the two I look at the most, to be honest with you.
We need to be faster with this, don't we, Brandon? That was
Well,
one out of
we're
the
gonna
50 questions.
we're gonna have more than one. We got another month before
That's true. We'll
the
we'll
races and
save the questions
yeah.
that we haven't answered, but I think that some of these should be also pretty like short answered
Yeah,
ones.
and one I'll cherry pick and I'll just pick one of you to answer, and then we'll go to the next one.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Um. Ooh, who should I ask this for? All right, Rob. Treadmill the entire winter or outside runs only in below zero temperatures year round? Actually, all of us. Go ahead. All of us just choose which one.
Treadmill all day.
Outside.
Oh, in 0 degrees?
I cannot do treadmill
Oh,
the whole year. I could not.
It just well, I mean, this says the entire winter. So I mean, you could still run outside during the summer or spring.
No, it says outside runs only in below zero temps year round.
Oh, they're both year round. Oh, then yeah, okay.
No,
Yeah.
so okay, yeah. So it's treadmill the entire winter. Okay, got it. Sorry.
No, you're good.
One of them is year round. I would still run outside. Sorry.
treadmill
I'm
me.
Norwegian.
Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah. I hit up the treadmill all winter to be able to go outside in the rest of the year. Like below zero temps year round until they figure out a better uh, I need like some kind of face shield. That we're in the balaclava and having it get all covered in snot and like breath, moisture, and ice and everything is just a mess when it's below zero. So you need some kind of better setup to protect your face.
I'm anti treadmill, but I have to probably say treadmill just because I can't run outside in 0 degrees for the entire year. But um this is I guess not necessarily for you, Christian, but what are you guys' favorite things about being a runner in Indiana? I know we touched based on it a little bit, but go ahead, Geyer.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have a lot of great people and a good just kind of race setup in Indy. Things that are accessible, but close to right. They're not the majors. They're not top tier events, but they do the marathons we have in the spring and the fall with Carmel and Monumental are great with a good level of competition, especially where most of us are at and what we're trying to do. I think having more of the track scene would be fun. I'm excited to see the USATF is going to do the US Outdoor Nationals in New York this year versus Eugene. They used to actually have a few of them here when I was in high school. So seeing kind of pro level events locally would be something that it'd be great to see more of in the Midwest.
That's good. Um, all of us. I'm gonna hit two with one here. A, what's your Boston goal? And B, should qualifying times be faster with no cutoff?
I'll go first. 2:38 for Boston. Yeah, I think it should be. It should just be faster than you know that you're in.
But if you hit it, you're in.
Yeah.
No question. Yep.
Nope.
Go ahead, Rob.
Uh, I don't really have a goal for Boston. Course PR would be cool. I mean, I could run with Christian. I mean, I could pace you if you want to run together.
Re-
Sounds good.
I
remind
don't
us what
plan.
your course PR is.
My course PR is a 2:42. I mean, I believe I'm well under that fitness wise, but I just don't
Yeah.
feel like racing this spring. So 2:42 or below, I'd be happy with. And then yes, I believe they should make it faster to get in, and then eliminate the cutoff.
All right, Geyer.
Yeah. For Boston this year, so yeah, I really like the PR. So that's 228, 30 or better. But then I am lucky enough, so I just got into the Puma Project 3 cohort
You
for Boston
did.
this year. Yeah, so I'm in. Uh,
Woo!
yeah, so it's
Congrats.
exciting. So that'll be cool to get some Puma gear and a little extra incentive. So if I can run a 3-minute PR, I got a chance to win some money. So that's my kind of big goal. So that'd be 225 for a marathon, which would be my course PR right now. Boston's 239 from 4 years ago. So I'm feeling good about it. And then in terms of the qualifier, yeah, I really want people to be able to, if you run the time, to get in. The stuff with the cutoff is so hard, and you just seen people that um, are waiting. Like, am I going to make it or not? That whole like period is no fun. You want to be like, yeah, I hit this time, I'm in. So I know it's not an easy answer, but I think it's going to keep getting faster as people keep getting faster. Yeah.
I have to criticize Puma, by the way,
No. Okay.
because because they didn't have the option of like selecting Norwegian or Norway on your home country.
I saw.
And
Yeah.
it clearly said, if you have any questions, email us. So I emailed them, and then they answered the day after the like
Deadline.
when that after the deadline. So I was like, well, that does. I wrote back to them. I guess this answer doesn't really help me now, does it?
Oh man.
Damn.
Well,
Because they were like, yeah,
hopefully.
it was an error. We fixed it. And it's like,
Oh,
well, okay.
you should have
Cold-blooded.
submitted anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Brendan, what's next?
Yeah.
Well, hold on, Brendan.
What?
Well, you
Oh,
got to answer the question
Oh,
too.
yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't have a goal. My goal is to basically just enjoy time with dad. Take
Yeah,
it all in.
that's a goal. That's a great goal, man.
That's a
And
great goal.
I would like to try and just record as much as I can. That allows. I don't know. I listened to your podcast a little bit, Christian, about what they do or don't allow with recording and certain things.
You can film as much as you want. Just don't commercialize it and don't use a selfie stick. Easy.
All right. But yeah, that's it there. What does your guys' non-running stuff look like? So, like strength, flexibility. Do you have a certain routine, schedule, or is it just whatever? Uh, Go ahead, Rob.
So are you talking about like lifting and mobility
Yeah.
and all that?
Yep. Yep.
Uh, so I lift on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and then Sundays. So usually those have some sort of lower body and a little bit of combination upper body, and then I do some band work at least on 2 of those days. Uh, so that's pretty much my gist of like outside of running exercises. Light, keep it body weight for the most part, not too many weights, but I do some weights. And last time I did lift some weights with Brendan, he almost tore my labrum in my shoulder, and I still can't get my shoulder up all the way. Actually, I meant to tell him that, but yeah, that's it for me.
What do you do anything, Christian? I know I said I'd ask a person, but
Yeah, no, I'm always aiming at doing more than I'm actually able to, and I'm talking about it on a podcast how important it is and everywhere. But just like with a lot of other people, I think I end up not doing enough. But I do have a routine where I, like you said, Rob, more body weight stuff, pistol squats. I think I talked about it in the last Boston episode, so people can listen there to listen through the whole routine that I'm doing. But yeah.
okay. Guy, you got anything?
Pizza. He just does
my
pizza.
Yeah, pizza and beer. I do try to do push-ups every day, just a set, and then I want to add some abs. Like I can't look as doughy next to Rob all summer again. That's just right. It's a confidence killer. And then I like to add in yoga once or twice a week would be a big thing. There's on the Nike whatever Nike Plus, Nike Club, one of their apps has a few good 20 to 25-minute yoga routines. And I think doing those on easy days has really helped in the past. So just find the time to do that and try to get like the kids. If I can get them to, usually they're good for like 10 minutes. So I need them to focus for the whole set. So we can all do the yoga together.
Um,
Brendan, what about you?
yeah. Mine's opposite of all of you. I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I lift in each of those. So Monday is a push day, and I do heavy. So but I don't do a bunch of exercises. I do 3 sets of upper body for push day, and I superset it with some sort of core, and I'll do 5 sets of five, pretty heavy lifting, and then Wednesdays lower body superset with core as well, and then Fridays are pull days. So I'm only doing like 10 total exercises the entire week, but they're all heavy lifting, 5 by 5. And then yeah, I gotta somewhat get my core intact because I might be running with this shirt during the summer if I'm by Rob. So
People should follow you on Instagram though, because you started putting out some pretty cool strength
Yeah,
workout
that's
videos.
that's my
It-
go-to, right now, and that's kind of what Rob did that one day with me, and yeah, he loved it.
Absolutely loved it.
But no, before I go to the next one, are we extending this to like 1:30?
Yeah, if you guys are good with that. I'm like it's 7:30 p.m.
Oh yeah.
almost
Okay.
7:30 here, so I'm good. My work
I'm
day is
good for
over.
7 minutes, and then yeah, I gotta
Okay.
cut.
All right. The next one, what would you say to someone who says, "I can't run"? I don't
Start walking.
that was
No, but seriously,
that
Yeah,
was lit
like
that was my I said the same thing. I just said walking still counts. I was like, just move one foot in front of the other. And it doesn't even have to be walking. It could be elliptical, bike, anything. Any
mhm.
I feel like is still a win. You don't have to necessarily run right off.
But I also read a book once, which and this is such a great point. He said, run 1 minute on Monday, like January 1st. 1 minute doesn't feel like anything, right? Like you're running for 1 minute, nothing. 2 minutes the day after, and then 3 minutes, and then there are 365 days a year, and you feel like you just added 1 minute every day. That feels like nothing, but at the end of the year, you will be doing a run that is 365 minutes. And obviously, that is like a crazy one because it doesn't really work like that, but it sounds
Right.
super simple when you talk about it or say put it that way. So that is also one way to maybe try to get into it.
Yeah. What about you guys? Rob?
I just say don't worry about pace. I mean, when I ask somebody, sometimes I'll ask people if they want to run with me or they talk about running, like, oh, I can't do that. I can't do what you do. I was like, well, I didn't expect that. To be honest with you, just run. We can run slower. We can run whatever. Just motion is lotion, bro. Motion is lotion.
Perfect. Geyer?
yeah. I would say just get out and start walking. And it's yeah, you just gotta start somewhere and not worry about pace. And people talk a lot about, "Oh, I hate running, I can't run," and most of the time, it's folks that are trying to go out and run too fast every day.
Yeah.
And so being able to embrace kinda whatever you pace you go at, easy, and being able to talk and have a conversational, whether that's walk-in or a jog or whatever pace that is, just go out and try to move forward.
Right. Yeah. I think consistency is huge. Like you mentioned, if you're going out to try to run and you're going balls to the walls, you're not gonna probably move the next day. Therefore, you're not gonna run. So I feel like you just need to just slow down, walk, and just be more consistent. I got two more that I'll cherry pick. This is Rob. I'm gonna have you answer first because I feel like this is a big one for you. Is how do you deal with comparison? So paces, body image, PRs, social media.
Oh man, that's a loaded one. So comparison, I got in a funk last December, early January, and I was like, man, I'm looking at all these because I know I run with the group and I run around people that are like extremely fast. So when you're around those people or even in a group, like you start comparing yourself. Uh, so start getting a funk and I start comparing myself like, man, what am I doing? Like this is imposter syndrome. So what I did was, Strava's good. It's good. Don't knock it at all. I would say don't dig into people's Stravas though. Like you got a buddy, he's faster than you or same speed. Just don't look at their workouts. It's not like you're hating on them. It's just don't dig into other people's stuff. Just worry about you. That's my big thing. Uh, the body image thing that ebbs and flows. I just get in the gym and do some more crunches when I start feeling like that. But, in general, no, comparison is a thief of joy. I know you guys have heard that before.
Yeah.
So just try to learn how to be content in the moment and take your wins when you can. And then every now and then you can sprinkle it back on the Strava and look into people's workouts when you feel your confidence is up. But until then, I would just say worry about yourself and don't dig into other people's data.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I would say Christian. What about you? Since you don't necessarily really run with a group.
I think that like it's just what Rob said. Don't compare yourself too much. But I also like to use that as motivation, I guess, kind of back to what I was saying before, that if I see someone on Strava out there running and it's been a long work day and I really should get out there, but I'm not really motivated, it's easier to get out there. So I try to use it or as my advantage rather than a problem, I guess. And it's hard after every marathon because I'm happy, and then you end up being like, oh, this guy ran faster. Maybe it wasn't that good after all.
Right.
I don't know how to deal with that one yet.
That's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Geyer?
Yeah, some are just trying to enjoy what you've got, and not letting, like I said, the comparison and those feelings kind of overwhelm you. Take it back and thinking about where you started, where you come from, or right, find your why and why you're out there, to enjoy it. Not and so I think that's the big thing. I think I know, and it goes back to like the data, right? Strava, Garmin, any of those apps where it's easy to compare people can be really tough. So trying to find the fun in it, and for me, embracing it as a training log, and just like as a history has been a lot of fun. But I do understand as people obsess about, hey, well, let me jog around this uh, in the circle in the parking lot so I can make sure it hit my exact numbers, or folks that just we've got a little bit of obsessive personality a lot of times if you're a runner anyway. So it can amplify that if you're not in the right space to think about how you deal with it. And that's like any social media, right? People talk about it's designed for you to spend time on it,
Yep.
and pick up. So trying to limit that and figure out how you best use it is something that's important. And
Right.
Rob's done good. Rob is the fastest 20-mile a week runner that we've ever met, because that's what he just posts his long runs. So we go back and look and we
Saturday.
laugh. It's like we know Rob's putting in 100-mile weeks, but online it only says 20. So we joke that he's in the best shape for a 20-mile a week guy.
20
I
mile
run
week.
I run one time a week. That's all you're gonna get from me on Strava. And people, at least people wondering, they're like, how does this dude get so fast running one time a week?
That's
Yeah,
good.
don't look at Rob's Strava if you don't actually know who Rob is.
That's great. Hey, I
Uh,
think we've hit our limit here. Thank you so much again, guys, for coming on. I wanted to say one last thing, especially maybe to you, Mark, because of the hat. Since the last time the hat was like out online or out on the marathonpodcast.com, a big problem is that because of the shipping on all of it, very like I was not smart about this. It's so expensive, especially for US listeners, because it's like the shipping is almost like the price of the hat.
Yeah.
And then yesterday I got a bill from them, like the shipping cost of shipping the hats to me, which was like $2,000.
What?
So this whole project of the marathon hat sucks, honestly. Like it costs me so much to ship them. I'm losing money even with
oh my gosh.
the expensive shipping price. So it kind of sucks. But I just wanted to let you guys know that, and let the listeners know that it's probably a failed project. But I will try to bring some of them to Tokyo and to Boston, and try to sell some of them
We
there.
got to help you out. Next time, Indianapolis is a perfect. My day job is supply chain, so next time you got to come. Well, let's figure out the Indiana distribution model for you. The Indy boys will keep helping you out. So
Yeah, we need to do that.
okay,
So, but guys, thank you again for guesting or joining this banter. Thank you for listening. To those of you who are listening, have a nice run, and we'll try to be back with the banter again very soon, because we still have some questions to answer.
Thank you.
thanks.
Deuces.